It's time for Mac Geek Gab, and there is no listener quick tip this week because right now what we're going to do is talk about our reactions to all of the things Apple announced, didn't announce, what we're buying, what we're not buying, our thoughts, your thoughts, all of that today on Mac Geek Gab 1106 for Wednesday, September 10th. National Anti-Junk Light Day. So maybe you, if you're watching this on YouTube or somewhere, maybe you should close your eyes and just listen. 2025. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Mac Geek Gab, the show where we normally share your quick tips and cool stuff found and answer your questions, and we will get right back to that on Monday the 15th. But for today, an atypically timed episode being recorded and coming out on a Wednesday, we will be, as I said, talking about our reactions to the keynote and the things Apple just announced during their what was it called? The awe-something event. I forget.
Awe-dropping.
Awe-dropping. That's it. I knew I had something somewhere there. Our sponsors for today include Coda.io/MGG, where you can go to get 6 months of their team plan for startups for free, and Fireflies.ai/MGG, where you can go to get 2 months free of this cool little AI teammate that can transcribe and come up with action items for all your meetings. We'll talk more about those in a little bit. For now, here in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
And here in South Dakota, I'm Adam Christensen.
And here also in New Hampshire, it's Pilot Pete. And I think still, gents, whether we want to or not, we may learn, 5 new things that, whether or not we want to learn them.
I hope to learn 5 new things. That is the goal. Yeah. Yeah.
So, you're going to start off with our initial impressions, right, Dave?
Well, there's 2 things that we want to do. The first thing I want to do, and it's with a heavy heart that I say thank you to a dear friend and podcasting industry visionary, Todd Cochran, for everything he did, for being such a great friend, for being such a great leader of the company Blueberry. His company makes the PowerPress plugin. We lost him on Monday, very unexpectedly. I just saw him 2 weeks ago, and he was great. But I know you knew him as well, Adam, and just wanted to say thanks to Todd.
Podcasting legend. Really a pioneer. This industry honestly wouldn't be where it is without his presence in it. And so it's just a huge loss. Very, very sad news. Yeah, really sad news. And thank you, Todd, for all of it. The last thing is just my heart goes out to everybody who knew him, his friends, his family.
Yeah, it's horrible. I would venture to guess. I use his product and wasn't even aware of it. Didn't have the honor or pleasure of knowing him or privilege thereof. But man, almost everybody's using PowerPress.
And it's because and Blueberry is still a very thriving and active company. Obviously they are mourning Todd's loss as well, but there's a great team over there. Todd, it was very much a champion for the independent podcaster and the concept of independent podcasting, almost to a fault. Except I would never fault him for doing that because, like you said, Adam, the industry wouldn't be the same without him. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
We did this the last time we did a keynote reaction episode. We ended by sharing what we were each going to order, and we're going to do that again today. But what we realized was in doing that episode that our minds changed. Based on our discussion. So at least some of us, So I want to go very quickly around the room, as it is here, and share what we think we are ordering. And then we'll do it again at the end with a little bookend and see if anyone's minds have been changed by things that we sort of discover together here as we do this. So, Adam,
Yeah.
you want to start?
Nada. Nunca. Nothing. I'm willing to have my mind changed, but
Sure.
at this point, no, I'm all good with my Apple gear.
Okay. And remind us which iPhone.
I have an iPhone 16 Pro.
Yeah, okay.
I have AirPods 2 Generation 2.
AirPods Pro Generation 2.
Generation 2, sorry.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And, I just bought a brand new M4 MacBook Pro, so
Yep. Okay.
pretty well set.
And you don't use an iPad regularly enough for that to matter, nor an
There were no
Apple Watch?
iPads. I have a really old Apple Watch, but I probably don't use it enough to... and we'll get into the details. I can when we talk about the details about the Apple Watches. But I have a Series 6 Apple Watch.
Okay, all right. Pete, what are you ordering?
So
quick,
away,
just quick gut reactions, and we'll
away.
dig into it later.
Look, I want the AirPods Pro 3. There's just no doubt about it. The problem is my AirPods Pro 2 are still going strong. I want to say 2.5 years in.
Yep.
They're amazing. And so I can't quite justify those, although 4 times the noise cancellation, like I was at the air show last weekend and, looking at the noise thing, 110 decibels.
All right, well, we're going to talk.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Stay on point.
Fair enough. Pete. The point is, the reason I want them is that, but the noise canceling. And then I think the iPhone Air may be a Christmas gift because my wife is always complaining about her 12 camera not being nearly as nice as my 16 Pro, and it's not, right? But this camera looks pretty amazing for such a small phone.
Yep.
And I can't justify a watch either. Want one, but my Ultra is great, good quality. Can't justify it yet, so probably just the Air immediately for a Christmas gift.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I too am very much leaning towards ordering the AirPods Pro 3. I have not yet, and I think the only reason I haven't is because I am traveling the day that everything will be delivered if you order on time. And I'm tempted to have those shipped to my hotel in Virginia because we're going down to Virginia to see some concerts that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. We're going to see Fish, of course. And so having them for the concerts might not be the worst idea. So, but I haven't ordered as of Wednesday morning here. I have not ordered yet, but we'll have our conversation and then that's it. As far as iPhone, I don't think I'm ordering a new iPhone. But let's ask me this question in about 45 minutes or so after we talk about everything else. All right. Okay. So now that we've got our predictions of what we're each going to order locked in, let's talk about those new iPhones, shall we?
Yeah.
Before we dive in, I have to say one more thing.
Yes.
So another thing that could strongly influence what I end up doing is I am in Chicago, probably giving way too much information here, on the 19th, like directly across from the Apple Store.
Aha.
Almost.
Yes.
Wander in.
Yes. Yeah, my issue with ordering remotely, or not ordering remotely, but having it delivered, obtaining it while I am not at home, is that I would pay tax on whatever I have delivered to my hotel in Virginia, because it's not being delivered to New Hampshire where we don't pay sales tax. So don't worry, folks. We pay plenty in property taxes here to more than make up for it. It's all balances out. It's just fine. But when we moved here from Connecticut to New Hampshire, the amount of taxes that I paid to my state didn't change. It was just which buckets it went into. So it's all fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right. So new iPhones. I guess we start with just the base model 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Okay.
phone.
Yeah. It is a nice phone. It is. I'm going to pull up the Apple put up little grids of the thing, and so I'll put those on the video if you're watching on YouTube. Although again, National Anti-Junk Light Day. At least it has a black background. So to me, the big change here is that is the new display. It's always on, and of course has ProMotion, which I think you need the ProMotion in order to have an always on display. But that's crazy.
Yeah, finally. I mean,
yeah.
Apple's been behind on this. If we're, being honest, and we always should be honest. Like Android phones have had 120 hertz displays for a while. So Apple's kind of late to this party, and I think it's about time. So it's great. Yeah, I agree, though. This is a huge update for that. That and, the cameras going to a 48 megapixel.
Yes. The
main camera.
The main camera. I'm trying to think if I have a screenshot of that while we're talking about it. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, the main camera to 48 megapixels. And then also the I do have a grid for this, so I will bring that up briefly here. But the main camera going to 48 megapixels. It's still got the 2x telephoto. But yeah, I mean that's a big upgrade for that camera for sure.
That, and also you got to throw in the front-facing camera, right? Which is, very. I guess we should just mention now, across the board, they all have this new front-facing camera that's using a square sensor, which then gives them the ability to, you don't have to rotate your phone to get it into landscape, and they're using cool Apple Intelligence. If you're taking a selfie and other people get into the frame, it will automatically adjust and expand your aspect ratio to kind of fit everybody into the scene, which is awesome.
All right, so let's compare these cameras from say the base model iPhone 16 to the base model iPhone 17. So the 16 also had a 48 megapixel main camera and a 12 megapixel ultra wide. What the 17 does is it updates that ultra wide camera to 48 megapixels. That's the big change there, I think. So. Yeah. Is that right? But this is Apple's data is saying two different things. What am I missing here? I'm looking at the screenshot from the event, which talks about the telephoto, the 48 megapixel main camera,
right,
and then the 12 megapixel 2x telephoto camera. But when I look at the comparison on Apple's website, it says for the iPhone 17, it's not listing the 12 megapixel camera. So what am I missing? Oh, because the ultra wide is considered a fusion camera now.
Oh, it's part of that same lens. Yeah, it's a 2 lens instead of a 3 lens camera.
Okay. All right. That I see. And then, yes. Okay.
Clever marketing.
Yes.
I didn't realize the 16 had a 48 megapixel. I thought it was still dark ages.
No, because I have this. I have the base model 16, and
so then,
well, maybe not base model. I mean, I think I have with 512 gigs of storage, right? But no, I don't have the Pro. That's what I'm saying is I have an iPhone 16, not Pro, and the cameras, it's been fantastic. So that really
does put more of the emphasis on that upgrade being on the display, in my opinion. I mean, the Fusion camera thing's cool and all, but
and the front-facing camera. I think we need to not forget about that. I mean, I know you just mentioned it, but to me, that's a probably in addition to the display, the front-facing camera being square is huge. And for me, the idea of being able to take a selfie, and I know this is going to sound ridiculous, so I'm just going to say it anyway. When you're taking a group selfie with multiple people, holding the phone sideways and not putting your hand in front of the lens and being able to grab the button, because you can't hit the shutter button on screen because now that's covered by your hand. Like, it's a whole thing doing this and trying to get it just right and not hitting the wrong button when you squeeze the trigger. And remember, everybody look at the green dot, right? Like, don't look at the middle of the thing. Otherwise your eyes are going to be shifted to the side. Like, that whole thing goes away.
Yeah.
When you can hold the phone like straight up and down and just look at the phone and take a picture. It sounds ridiculous, but we've all done it, and I think we all understand. So anyway, that's my thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. I just thought of something that's kind of another thing that got a little bit buried, but I think is very important to point out. And again, this is across all of the models, the base models. 256 storage is the bottom now.
Yeah.
Was that not the case with the 16?
128 was the 16.
Yep. Okay. All right.
And then, although the top, you're paying $1,000 per terabyte almost.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to come out in the wash
Apple's never
somewhere.
charged a lot of money for memory before. I don't know why they're starting now. Oh, wait, wrong company.
Yeah.
I mean, it was also the base with the 16 Pro. For the record.
Okay. All right. I believe you, obviously. Yeah.
I'm looking at Mac Tracker right now. So
So the other thing that I found interesting about it is the nits. The 16 Pro was 2,000 nits peak brightness, and they've gone to 3,000 for the 17, which I think should be interesting. And I did some asking around on the AI just because I was curious. Is that really 50% brighter? And well, technically, yes, it is. That it talks about how the human brain perceives it. That 2,000 to 3,000 nits is not perceived as 50% brighter. I was like, oh, okay. And it put it this way: look, if you go from 100 to 200 nits, that's noticeable. If you go from 2,000 to 2,100, it's much less noticeable. So it's an algorithmic progression in perception.
Logarithmic, not algorithmic.
That's what I meant. Yeah, I meant what I knew.
I got you.
Pick a word with a rhythm in it, and thank you for that. But yeah, I think 3,000 is a lot, because I think my 16 is pretty stinking bright, even outdoors in the sun. It does all right. So that's what was the 16's nits? Do we have 2,000?
16
Pro is 2,000.
16 Pro is 2,000. Well, so is the 16.
Yeah. Okay.
The base model 16.
Yeah.
So, or the not Pro 16, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it just, the peak brightness goes up. But I will say, when I'm outside in the summer with my 16, I get peak brightness for about 38 seconds, and then the heat drops it down to 2 nits, and I don't get to read my screen anymore. So but they did say that things were better in sunlight with the iPhone's 17. So all right. Yeah. But I think the always on for everyone, like you said, it should be table stakes, Adam, and now it is. So yeah, I think that's good.
Is it worth mentioning the Plus is now gone?
Well, and that the iPhones, yes, it is, and the iPhone 16 was 6.1 inch screen, and the iPhone 17 is a 6.3 inch screen, right? And what was the Plus prior to that?
6.7.
Okay, all right. So if you want 6.7, you gotta ante up. So for the Pro, right? For the Pro Max, I guess. Yeah. That's 6.9, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you got to go all the way to the Pro Max.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, let's since we're talking about the Pro and Pro Max, let's go there, and then let's come back to the phone you're gonna get, Pete. So
yeah.
I beg to differ when he hears some things. It's for his wife, not for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Then maybe. Yeah. But even still, maybe not. I'm going to make a case, Pete, to you.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, because I'll tell you, on the Pro and the Pro Max, what's attractive about that is what Dave just talked about, which is the heat. It looks like they've done some serious engineering to do some heat dissipation.
It's liquid cooled. They have a vapor chamber with liquid in it.
Yeah. That's amazing.
You
don't have to drive down the road holding your phone up to the air conditioning vent anymore.
Well, yes, but also, as anyone who has carried a 5-gallon bucket knows, water is heavy.
Yeah.
And that's interesting to me that they're choosing water to add water to the phone. But I have more to say about this too. But 8x zoom, but liquid cooled, yeah.
Well, that again, another thing borrowed from the competitors that they've been doing that for a while. Probably more because they had to earlier than Apple. Apple's chip technology, as we know, is very, very good and very, very efficient. But like Galaxy phones and some other phones have had vapor water-cooled chambers, some of the higher-end flagship phones. So, yeah. Okay. It's the first time Apple's had to implement it.
Yep.
So I think this is a little bit forced, as well as it caused them to dump titanium for same reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Yeah. It's I'm looking at my list here to see if there's anything else about the pros. Well, I mean, it's probably worth talking about the hump. I'm sorry, the plateau.
Plateau. Apple likes their geographic terms. The digital island, the plateau.
Yeah, we get islands on both sides of the iPhone now. Yeah, that's right.
Shout out to Linus Tech Tips. He pointed that out. I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. It's Apple's thing. But yeah. And this ceramic shield is on the back of everything too. So yeah, okay. Yeah. Yep. And that's with the A19 Pro chip. I don't really have anything more to. I guess we can.
I mean, again, the camera system. I mean, in that the camera system totally updated. I'm pretty sure I need to go double check now, but
yeah,
I think this is the first time everything's a 48 megapixel sensor, right?
I think you are correct. Yeah. Yes, it is. You're right. All three cameras, the Fusion Ultra Wide, the Fusion Telephoto, and the Fusion Main, are listed as
48.
As 48s.
And so with the Fusion stuff, the telephoto now is up to a 200 millimeter lens equivalent. So I think it's like a 8x zoom.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. It is an 8x. It's 8x. No.
I don't think it's 8x optical though. I think.
Are we sure about
5? Yeah. Check the tech specs.
Pixel elegant lenses. They would have put that on the thing, but we can look at
it. It says 8 times optical in my notes. Yeah. Max zoom 8 times optical. That's what I think. That was my note.
You end up with a lower pixel count image.
Okay.
Nope. It is optical zoom options on the tech specs for both the 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max. Go from 0.5 to 8x, and optical zoom on the 17 goes from 0.5 to 2x. So it is 8x optical zoom.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
When you think about
it. The 16 had 5, is that right? Is that where
the 16 Pro you want to say?
5, yeah.
Let's look.
I want to say it's 5.
You are correct. It had 5. Yep. So, okay.
And
go ahead.
It's all done with mirrors, right? Isn't that how they did it in there?
It's all done with mirrors, Pete. It's all plastic.
No smoke, just mirrors.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, no smoke, just mirrors.
So I mean, it's a nice camera upgrade. A lot of nice camera upgrades here, and it'll be interesting to see. I mean, jury's out on the whole Fusion thing. I mean, it sounds great. We'll see how it goes in practice. I mean, I would imagine, that's them pulling in their AI stuff and doing computational things, and we'll have to see. I mean, based on the Keynote, which was shot entirely on, I believe, the iPhone 17 Pro or Pro Max, that whole thing, I think it was very deliberate that all of that stuff was filmed at night.
Well, it was also they showed a thing a film when they were talking about things that were filmed on iPhone 17 Pro, and I mean, some of this stuff has a lot more tech that holds the iPhone 17 Pro. Sure, it's the iPhone 17 Pro's cameras, but the stabilization and all that stuff is quite advanced and far better than what you or I would do holding the camera. So
yeah, but I'm just commenting on the low light performance. Like those were that Keynote was gorgeous, you know, and I'm sure they've got extra lighting and all that fun stuff, right? Yeah, there's definitely extra equipment going on, but it looked like one of the richest, kind of most gorgeous keynotes I remember seeing in a while, you know, more so than when they were just standing outside Apple Park. You know, I think they were definitely in New York. I think they were going between different cities.
I saw Miami,
they were in
there
Chicago. Yeah, different Apple stores and stuff like that, and different landmarks. And it looked really nice. And it's probably also because of, you know, them bringing like ProRes, right?
Yes.
So.
Yep. Right, because that's right. Because there's new. You're right. ProRes is now on the phone. Yeah. Is it time to talk about the iPhone Air? Is that where we're going next? Okay.
Yep.
No number.
All right, Adam, talk me out of it, man.
Well, I think it's going to have massive thermal problems.
It's the same chip as the Pro.
It's an A19 Pro, and it's titanium case, and they made a specific thing that they had to change the Pro models to be aluminum because heat. They
and the liquid cooling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, how is that thing not going to get hot and just burn up and then start to throttle? And
it's like, air, Adam. It's in the name, air. It's air cooled.
and with its thinness, you know, you noticed all they said when they brought up at least in the keynote, in terms of battery life, all day battery life. Yeah. They didn't give a number.
Well, that's not the only thing they brought up. I'm looking to find the I think I took a picture, a screenshot of it to get the right details. But they talked about. No, I guess I didn't. They
brought the extra battery. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, when they put up the screenshot for all day battery life. Or not all day battery life, sorry. When they brought up the screenshot for 40 hours of video playback, it was with the new Apple MagSafe battery.
Yes. Attached, which makes it as thick as, you know, a regular iPhone. And hotter, because it's now transferring that electric field.
But, inefficiently, by the way. Yeah. I mean, I know MagSafe is more efficient than just standard Qi and all that stuff, but like a cable is way more efficient than that. You're not losing heat. I know I don't speak for everyone. It's not just my preference or my opinion. It's all of the feedback we get and all of the things that I see online prior to this announcement. I don't see a sizable subset of people clamoring for a thinner iPhone. If it were my personal preference, I would want the iPhone mini, smaller screen size, right? Smaller form factor. But even that, I'd want a little thicker with battery. So and this is truly a question. It's going to sound like a rant, but where are all the people that want a thinner iPhone? I don't know where they are. If you are one of them, feedback at macgeekgab.com, please, because I want to understand this.
It's a style thing. I mean, the thing is sexy as all.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I want one just because of how it looks.
Oh, yeah.
There's too many trade-offs. That's the problem. So I think I was watching Marquez's video, and I think he brought up the good point that, you know, there's possibly a couple reasons. And the one that for this is existing. And I think the one that makes sense to me and resonates is Apple, and I talked about this for years. Apple will often throw things out there to see what sticks. I call it their public R&D. This was how we wound up with awesome today MacBook Airs. But you remember when the MacBook Air came out? It was sexy as heck. Nobody wanted it. It was underpowered. It did too much. It had barely, not enough port. It was like it had a lot of trade-offs, but it allowed them to iterate and, so I think this is purely like challenge to the engineers, figure out how you can do this with this technology. We're going to throw it out there. We're probably not going to sell a lot of them. Some people will buy them just because the sexiness factor.
Yeah.
We'll figure out all the issues with it, like the thermal throttling and what people don't like. And this will lead to future generations of phones that are thinner, but do have good it's the engineering challenge of it, I think, that, often Apple will create these products for.
Yeah, because this is not the iPhone 17 Air. This is the iPhone Air. Mm-hmm. And we will potentially, maybe in 2 years, get an iPhone Air 2. That's a really great point, because I was one of those that bought the first MacBook Air because I wanted a smaller form factor laptop. It was great, but it wasn't great. Like, the thermals on that thing were like unfathomably awful, right? The fan ran all the time, and even then it didn't really do all that well. But now the MacBook Air is the computer for almost everyone, right?
It's
you
a
almost
smoking machine. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So it's a really good point, Adam.
So to further push Pete away, this thing's, great price point at $999 starting, but you're trading off a lot of stuff, and you could get the iPhone 17 cheaper with more technology, better battery life, probably not going to overheat, like a lot of these things.
Yeah, fair enough. And because I'll tell you, the big thing, look, it is sexy because it's less than a 1/4 inch thick. That is cool. There's no doubt about it.
Would you use it? Would you be like Adam and use it naked and unafraid though?
Oh, absolutely. No, again, this is Debbie's. If it's anybody's, it would be for Debbie. And I think you may have pushed me away just because I hadn't thought through this one yet. Is the battery life? Damn it! I can't keep her to get her phone. Keep her phone charged. With her regular iPhone.
You're gonna have to get her the battery, and then it's just as thick anyway.
Right? So,
and you're giving up a camera lens, and you're like. There's a lot you're giving up. You'll give up the Pro processor, I guess, but I
don't know that that's going to matter.
Ostensibly, its camera is the same as all the the other four all in one. But that's they try to. They marketed it as a 4-in-1. It's all 48 megapixels, ultra wide, fusion. It's the equivalent of 4 lenses, I think, is what they said. But
that's what they said, but when you look at the specs here, you don't get macro photography on the Air, which already tells me, okay, like what have we given up here? So
the other marketing claim that I predict right now is going to be thoroughly disproven once we start getting drop tests, and that this is the most durable iPhone that they make.
Well, because they do. Well, of course, they put ceramic on the front and back, and then the one thing I noticed on all the phones is that they put an anti-glare in that ceramic, so that's kind of nice. That without making it a matte screen, I think.
Yeah, and they were very deliberate to point out it's an Apple designed ceramic coating, and it does this micro fusion with the other stuff, and that's their claim to it being the most durable. Again, as you guys know, I use my iPhone without anything, and the glass on the 16 Pro was the best, strongest ever. I still have scratches on it.
Sure.
It's marketing fluff. And with that thinness, you cannot tell me that thing's not going to have some flex to it. And if you drop that thing, maybe because it's lighter, it's less prone to damage. I predict now it will be quickly disproven that is stronger than other models of iPhone that have been produced.
Well, it's only $1,000, so buy a couple, throw one, and
Yeah. You have AppleCare.
It's too bad Bob Levitas is retired because he would be doing the, throw it drop test and find out.
Yeah, from the second story. Yeah.
There's two
Happy to be proven wrong. Sorry.
Bits of real time. Yes, of course. Oh, always. I really want to know, who is it for? Feedback at macgeekgab.com. Matthew Dropko in our comments says maybe OtterBox will make a case that has a slot to put one of those lunchbox frozen gel blocks in it to keep it cool.
There you go.
So,
it may be amazing. Like, it might not have these issues, but it's just interesting that they throw that A19 Pro in there, right? And they keep the titanium, yet with the Pro models, they're like, oh, the A19 Pros, gets warm, so we need to move back to aluminum, and we need to, because they were trying to sell us on titanium for years. Yeah. And the only reason, they obviously had to keep the titanium, or maybe not obviously, but my assumption is they had to keep the titanium because of the thinness. Otherwise, it really would bend. Like, if that thing was made out of aluminum.
Oh, you get a foldable iPhone, just like Pete's going to say in Monday's episode that we've already recorded. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Coming up.
That's right. Yeah. So we do have a question from Scott who asks, is it, and I realize this is a personal thing and it's different for everybody, but I think it's a good question. Is it worth upgrading from a 16 Pro Max to the 17 Pro Max, in your opinion? Pete, do you have
no.
Okay.
I'm not doing it. The camera's amazing on my 16 Pro. I have no need to go anywhere yet. And that's the other thing I use it for besides phone calls, right? It's that camera.
Oh, that's right. Because this was the bit that changed in our discussion last year.
Yes.
Because you were going to get the Max, because the Max had always had a notch up on the camera, and last year the Pro and Pro Max had the same camera, and the same is true now. So, but comparing the 16 Pro to Pro Max to the 17 Pro Max, the camera there, it's better for sure.
Sure, it is. But is it that much better? Not.
You get 8x zoom. That would be, if that matters to you. And it might. Then that would be certainly a thing. And again, I know I'm going to get flack for this, for Dave, the old guy, talking about selfies, but that center stage front camera, man.
That's cool. I'll give you that. There's no doubt, man.
Kiwi Graham in our chat also asks, in talking about this camera that's now square as the sensor instead of 4x3, with 4x4, he asks, but if you do 4x3 or 3x4 when you have a square sensor, aren't you just ignoring some of the data? And the answer is, of course, well, logically, yes, probably. I mean, the computational photography might be taking some of that data into account for lighting and things like that. But in general, yes. But it is an 18 megapixel center stage front camera, whereas iPhone's 16 had a 12 megapixel true depth camera. So there's more data to ignore. So, yeah. All right. We have other things to talk about. All of the new AppleOS 26 updates come out on Monday. As I just mentioned, we have already recorded Monday's episode for the 15th, 11:07. Don't ask. It's a scheduling. So we are going to share some advice about whether it's worth upgrading or which ones to upgrade and which ones to avoid. That we are going to do in a minute. The next thing that we're going to do is talk about our sponsor, starting with Coda. I use Coda for one of my other businesses, and every time I do, I catch myself thinking, wait, why aren't we using this for MGG yet? It's that good, right? Coda brings together your docs, your spreadsheets, your projects, your databases, even AI, all in one flexible workspace that actually works like your brain does. You're not limited by rigid templates or by somebody else's structure. You build what you need, how you need it. And now with Coda Brain, their built-in AI, man, your docs become even smarter. It pulls from all your tools, Slack, Jira, Notion, whatever, and turns them into answers and content in seconds. If you love building efficient workflows, and I know you do, and if you really dislike switching between 10 different apps to get one thing done like I just did to make sure MGG was like ready to publish and all this stuff, man, Coda is your jam. Yeah, we got to start using this for MGG too. It's good stuff. Head over to coda.io/MGG right now and get 6 months of the team plan for startups for free. That's coda.io/MGG and get 6 months of the team plan for free. Coda.io/MGG, and our sincere thanks to Coda for building what they've built and for sponsoring this episode. And look, you know how we always say here on Mac Geek Gab, right? Don't get caught without using the right tools. And I really, if you don't know about this, I want to introduce you. It is my pleasure to introduce you to a tool that has quickly become one of my favorites, Fireflies. I use Fireflies and it's ridiculously easy. You invite it to your meeting and boom, it's done. It transcribes, it summarizes, and it even analyzes the whole thing. No more scrambling for notes or trying to remember what somebody said or what you said, right? It's like having an AI teammate who never zones out. Man, I wish I never zoned out. Never misses a detail and is always ready to help after the meeting ends. And here's the thing. Once you start using Fireflies, you're going to wonder how you ever lived without it. Whether you're in sales, engineering, podcasting, hey, that's us. Or anything in between, Fireflies keeps your meetings flowing and your follow-ups flawless. And right now, when you sign up for a yearly Fireflies subscription, you get your first 2 months for free. Just go to fireflies.ai/MGG. That's right, 2 months free when you go to fireflies.ai/MGG. That's fireflies.ai/MGG. And our thanks to Fireflies for sponsoring this episode. And hey, well, I've got you here. You ever wish you could bounce out of bed on a Monday morning feeling fired up to tackle the day? Well, Jeff Sanders is here to show you how with the 5 a.m. Miracle podcast. And if you came here from the 5 a.m. Miracle podcast, you might have heard them promoting MGG because Jeff and I are doing this promo swap with each other because we believe in sharing cool stuff that works. And the 5 a.m. Miracle definitely fits. With over 500 episodes and 14 million downloads, Jeff delivers every Monday morning with actionable, energizing content about productivity, healthy habits, and personal growth. Whether it's learning how to manage projects like a pro or figuring out how to dominate your day before breakfast, this show has the goods. If you're into optimizing your time and leveling up your life, and I know you are because you listen to this show and we kind of focus on the tech aspect of that, don't get caught sleeping on this one. Subscribe to the 5 a.m. Miracle with Jeff Sanders in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. And our thanks to Jeff for doing this swap with us. All right. Let's talk about some operating systems here because they all come out on Monday, September 15th. So iOS 26, macOS, iPadOS, watchOS, tvOS. Monday is the day they're all going to be released. I've been running the betas of, I think, all of these. Adam, I know during people will find out during Monday's episode that you updated to the beta last week.
Public beta. Yeah.
The public beta. Yeah. I've been running dev betas on all of these. How is iOS 26 running for you?
It's fine. I mean, not other than the visual stuff, right? Some of which I like, some of which I'm like a little bit like, do I like this? Do I not? I haven't formed a really solid opinion on it yet. Trying to think if there's any new feature that I'm like, oh yeah, that's like game changer for me. There really isn't. It's a nice upgrade. It's fine. Visually, again, I'm a little conflicted on it. I like some things, some other things. It's like, oh, that's kind of weird, or that's kind of hard to see, or some of the translucency is a little bit off. I'm hoping they're still work on tweaking some of that, occasionally.
Yep.
I'm trying to think if there's. I can't even. So the fact that I can't name one feature that I was like, oh, blown away by, I guess says a lot. I know one thing I don't like is they changed the clock icon to white, and I wish I could change it back to black. But
can you not? Can't you edit
didn't find
icons?
A setting for it. If somebody knows how to do it, that would be great.
Oh, there's the whole icon editing thing. Take a look at that because you might be able to tweak that, Adam.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Any stability issues?
Nope.
Are you a thumbs up for release day? Like if people want to update on release day, if you're that kind of person
for iOS,
yeah, iOS only. We're asking right now. Yes,
iOS on iPhone. I've never been really afraid to update. my iPad, now I would do it because I just don't use my iPad that much anymore. If you really, really rely on your iPad for things, then maybe you want to wait. And I'm the same way on the Mac. Like, I will probably update my Mac right away. I'm not really worried about it in this day and age. I'm doing a lot less like professional stuff on my Mac. It's more casual usage since I kind of stopped doing my podcast, I guess. And the one thing I'll have to check is I'll have to just check and make sure there's no issues with my Motu, my M4 audio interface with the new OS. So I'll double check that before I upgrade, because I do need to record my other show, Debut Film Podcast, that I do with
and
my daughter.
This one.
Well, and this one too, yeah. Fair. So I still have podcasts I have to worry about. So that's where I worry about macOS updates. Is just like, if you're relying on it for any kind of business or work, make sure all your stuff's gonna work, and you might just want to hold off in case there are any quirky issues. But if you're just a casual user and stuff like that, at this day and age, I knock on wood, I have not had any major issues with any Apple updates in the past couple years. It's all been pretty smooth transition for the most part. I know that hasn't been your experience, but for me, that's been my experience.
Yeah. Yep. How about you, Pete? You've been running the iOS and watchOS betas. Is that it?
I have, and so far I like them. So I violated my own advice that when the beta first became available, I went ahead and did that, and I've not had any problems. But I think there's no better advice than, especially if you rely on that machine, give it a week to 10 days. Let the let the interwebs go wild with whatever is wrong with it, so that you can't be accused of holding it wrong, as it were.
Yeah.
I think waiting a week for a major operating system update, so that, and the other advice Adam gave is excellent. Make sure that whatever programs you rely on are in fact going to work well with, in this case, Tahoe, before you update your Mac. That's it. Simple and sage advice. Just give it a few days so that.
And are you saying a few days on just macOS, or a few days on iOS and watchOS?
Well, it wouldn't hurt to do it on your iOS and watch either. For whatever machine you really rely on. I mean, like I say, I violated my own advice by upgrading to iOS right away, and that's one where you can't roll back very easily. Well, none of them are, for that matter.
Yep.
So I probably wouldn't do that again if I thought about it. I just wasn't thinking about it when I did it, right?
I've done it before, and it was a month and a half of pain before it finally started to kind of come around. So yes, yep. So I've been running all of them, and I would say for iOS, watchOS, and tvOS, even if you use your devices daily, I think release day is okay. Whatever day you install liquid glass on your watch and your iPhone, you're going to go through a sort of visual change process. You might have some change resistance. We shared the tip about going into accessibility and turning off the, I'll come up with it. It's the visual effects, but you can, visual display and text size, reduce transparency. Is the one that basically turns off a lot of the kind of the transparent part of liquid glass, which is the most glaring difference. So if you don't like that, turn that off. But give it some time. You might like it. You might not. But I say for iOS, watchOS, and tvOS, those are stable. They work fine. And go ahead and update on day one if you want. iPadOS, if you use your iPad casually, yes. Fine. Update on day one. Otherwise, I would wait a month for the 0.1 update, or some update to come out. It's quirky, man. I have the release on it as of the 9th of the announcement date. Presumably that's the release candidate, and it's still a little quirky on my iPad 6 mini. So you bear that in mind. But if you're using it, it's fine. But I use my iPad casually. If I was using it am relying on it every day, I'd probably be in a world of regret at this point. So that's my advice. For macOS, I think you can do it on release day. It has gotten way more stable, and the developer betas have gotten way more stable in the last 2 weeks for me. But what's also changed in the last 2 weeks is I've learned how to manage my third-party menu bar items. That there was some fundamental change to the way that all works. And apps like Bartender had to be completely reimagined, and he's been catching up with it all too, of course, as he's developing it, right? But that's come around. It's still a little different than what we've known for years. If you run Bartender and rely on it, it's going to be a little different. Just in terms of responsiveness, but it keeps getting better. But iStat menus works great with the new menu bar. The stats thing that we've mentioned on the show, the freeware sort of iStat menus look alike, if you will, that and Bartender and macOS 26, there ain't no love there. So I had to switch back to iStat menus. And then with the updates to Bartender and the updates to macOS 26, like I finally feel like I don't cringe when I open I've had it on my MacBook Air, my M2 Air. So I would, release day is okay, but bear in mind, check out those third-party menu bar items, and to your point, Adam, your hardware. I will not be updating the machine in the studio right away, ever. I never, ever, never, never, ever. So
yeah, because audio, firmware and drivers and stuff can go south really quick.
Real fast. Oh, and then you're in a world of hurt trying to roll back. There ain't no rolling back. So yeah.
Dave, was it you saying that some or most music concert, professional musicians are, on machines that are 10, 15 years old, and they never update that stuff because it's a problem.
It's a tool.
Right. And it works.
It works. Correct.
Don't fix it.
This is the same reason why because I got my new monitors, right? And I had moved things around on my desk. When you have a piece of outboard audio equipment, you set it up, hopefully, one time, you get all the dials and knobs turned exactly where you want, and you never, ever touch it again. It's a similar thing, right? You just don't want to be changing things.
Why change this? It's not like here in the studio, I live a weird life, right? Because it's an audio system here that I have and primarily is used for that. But one of the primary uses is that it's being used to record a podcast for troubleshooting Apple products or tech products with a focus on Apple products, obviously this show. And so like not having continuity when that first came out was like, oh, this kind of sucks not to have this right here on the machine that I'm recording this show on. So that's the line I balance. Otherwise, I'd probably still be on, I don't know, whatever. It's a 2-year-old operating system and happy about it.
Something from the keynote that I always forget, and they did it in the videos, and this is related to the operating system, so I think that this is valid in continuity because you brought up continuity. The copy-paste gestures for going between devices. Did you catch that? They showed that where you I think you swipe out with like fingers like that, and that's like copy from one device, and then you can like paste it onto another device with a gesture.
Oh, I missed that gesture.
No, I got to try this. Okay.
Yeah, it'd have to be between an iOS device, obviously 2 iOS. So the only place you would really use it is iPhone and iPad, or I guess if you had 2 iPhones, you could do it.
Right.
I just don't use my iPad enough, but I was like, oh yeah, they have that cool gesture where it's like, I think you pinch in to kind of pick it up to copy the thing, and then you pinch out. I think it might be with at least 3 fingers.
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay. There's a quick tip for you, folks.
It looks really magical. I'll look up the exact gesture and get it. But yeah, it's like, oh yeah, they have that thing. I've never used that before.
Cool.
That's really cool.
Huh. All right. Let's talk AirPods, because both Pete and I said that we were definitely going to buy new AirPods, and because those AirPods Pro 3 they seem pretty amazing. I know all three of us are huge fans of our AirPods Pro 2 for a variety of reasons, and I know you and I, Adam, use them as active earplugs when we go see live music, and it's amazing, right? So let's talk about these. So they look the same, but Apple says they won't fall out the same because they've got new tips on them. And they look the same, but they're not actually the same. The design has changed, right?
Different shape, yeah.
Different shape. And I'm eager. They come with foam tips now, which will help with. I think that's a big part of the better seal, which then gives you better, the better noise cancellation.
Yep.
Are they actually foam? I was a little bit confused by how they said that, because it sounded like they were still the silicone ones,
foam
but then
infused or something like that. Was what they
foam
said.
Infused or foam inside.
Okay,
yeah.
You might be right about this. Yeah.
I don't know.
It was a weird.
It was a weird phrasing how they said it.
Yeah. All right,
but maybe they feel.
No, you're right. They say all new ear tips fuse a thin layer of soft foam to the silicon shell to give you even better acoustic performance. Okay, you've been able to buy third-party tips essentially like this.
Yes, which I have. And I like.
Same.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm curious to see how where the additional noise canceling features are. I think there's some of the microphones and all that stuff. I think there's a difference there, but I also think a big part of it is physical.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Noise canceling starts with isolation, right? And then you can build on that. And the AirPods 4, which have no isolation, doing a magical job of that. So I'm sure there's more tech here that you can, like, it starts with isolation, but you can also, what you do is you record with the microphone. I say this cavalierly, like it's super easy. You record with the microphone and then quickly calculate an out of phase mirror image of that and send it to your ears so that you're essentially canceling out, like that's active noise canceling. So I'm sure they are doing more of that, but I think the isolation is a huge part of it.
Yep.
That said, better fit. Go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Supposedly, it sounds like they've rerouted the bass in there. There's more ports, and they've rerouted the bass to make it longer and somehow deeper. So that sounds like it'll be an interesting audio experience, more rich.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was cool. But then all the other tech they've put in there, from starting your workouts and heart rate monitors,
I love the idea that the AirPods will do heart rate monitoring. So if you're not an Apple Watch owner, but you want to track your workouts, there you go.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, and I'll tell you what, actually, I like the idea, now that I think about it, of the silicone bud fitting that goes in your ear, being that, and then having rubber or foam, I guess, behind that or in it. Because one of the things I've noticed with these aftermarket ones that I have, they are foam, which means they're also like a sponge. So I have had them, when I've worked out with them, I've had them come back very wet. And it's like, oh, that's nasty. I got to, set them out so they dry out. And so I like the idea that that's got a rubber coat on top of it so that it won't absorb.
Yep.
But yeah. Here's the thing.
Oh,
I don't know
so
about
yours
you.
are just foam. They don't have this silicone. Oh, yeah, that would make a difference for sure.
Yeah, it makes it like a sponge. But here's the other thing about these and I know you've tried a dozen different earbuds, Bluetooth earbuds. I have as well. And nobody does it like the AirPods Pro. They just don't. From the touch controls to being able to answer and hang up and turn up the volume and turn down the volume and pause and play, and no one's even close.
JB, I would say that JBL has some offerings that are not just close, but as good in many ways, not as good in some, better in some. The JBL and other manufacturers, the whole idea where they have a case that you can do, like case with a screen and controls on it, where you can adjust the volume and tune your active noise canceling and all that stuff on the case. Now, they have that because they aren't in Control Center on your iPhone, right? But still, like, it's really nice to be able to look at the case and actually see a battery meter, for your AirPods, for the thing, like, so, and control Bluetooth pairing from the case with a screen. So these aren't just universally the best, but they are among the best. And they are certainly, for us iPhone users, they are the easiest to use. And no one else is doing the active hearing protection. Sorry, not hearing aid. The active earplugs feature like Apple is. I'm eager for other people to do that, but no one's doing it yet. So yeah.
And they transition seamlessly between my laptop and my phone and my Apple TV. If I get up in the morning early and because I can't sleep and turn on the TV, I don't bother anybody in the house.
Yeah. Right.
The only problem I have with that is it sometimes too well, because I come into the office listening to stuff on my iPhone and then connect to Zoom, and immediately it goes right to my Mac, and it's like, no, I was listening to that. And they do pop up the little, like, on the dynamic island, it pops up the little thing, hey, we just moved it, and there's a button to move it back, but I'm not fast enough to get to it. It's like, just missed it.
I want to point out something that I misunderstood is that in looking at the AirPods model comparison engine on Apple's website, so I have the new AirPods Pro 3, the AirPods Pro 2, and the AirPods 4 up, and looking through, they all run the H2 chip. They have different noise cancellation, as we've discussed. They all have the same conversation awareness. The AirPods Pro 3 is unique in that it has heart rate sensing during workouts. Live translation comes to all three of these models. Yes.
Which tells me that's in iOS, not on the AirPods, right?
Correct. Yeah. Correct. I just wanted to say that out loud because yesterday watching the keynote, I had easily forgotten that live translation was a new, iOS, AirPods OS feature, as opposed to I was hook, line, and sinker, like, this is just a feature of only the new ones. Ain't true. So
there's going to be a firmware update. From what I read, and this is probably the number one reason why I'm like, maybe I don't really need it. And not even that I'm ever probably going to ever use this feature. I thought it was just really cool, but it was like, so I don't even need to upgrade to get that feature. I mean, the better noise cancellation would be the second most reason for me to upgrade, but I think the noise cancellation on the ones I have is just fine for what I do. So, I'll maybe get the next ones of these things. What is that, 4th generation or something like that? It just, once it was like, live translations coming to mind. Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah. And that'll be cool when both are wearing AirPods Pro.
Right.
Yep. So
you can just have the conversation.
Here is the thing, though. In looking at the notes, it's funny that it doesn't list AirPods Pro 3 in what I'm about to say, but it is included, obviously. But Apple's note verbatim reads, live translation with AirPods works on AirPods 4 with active noise cancellation and AirPods Pro 2 and later. Okay. With the latest firmware when paired with an Apple Intelligence-enabled iPhone running iOS 26 and later. So you need an iPhone that can, if you had an iPhone 15 and AirPods Pro 3, you're not playing this game. So,
was it the 15 or the 14? When does AI come in?
15 Pro is when AI comes in.
Got it.
And I know this because last year I bought more iPhones for my family than I ever have before, because I had a 15 Pro that went to my son. And then
that's right.
My daughter, my wife, and I all got iPhone 16 base models, which is probably part of why I bought base model, because I had to buy 3 freaking iPhones.
Right.
But here's the thing though. I bought it because of the promise of Apple Intelligence. I wanted the entire family to have access to it. It's obviously been kind of a sad trombone so far with how that's gone. This is the first time where it's like, wait, everybody in the family will get this feature and I don't have to spend another dime. So
right.
woohoo! Yeah, there I go.
Right. And just quick update, that copy paste gesture is pinch in with 3 fingers to copy, pinch out to paste. And I forgot, I mean, you could do this on device too, right? But I think it's even cooler when you kind of use the along with continuity to like go between 2 devices. It's like, I just picked the thing up on this phone and I'm throwing it onto my iPad.
Yes, that's much cooler.
Can you do it to, say, your wife's phone, though? Because it's on the same...
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
no,
more like an AirDrop
continuity. No, because continuity needs to be the same exact iCloud account.
So, yeah, okay.
Through that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. We're burning time. I'm not saying we're running out of time, but we might be. I think we all have things that we need to do today. But still, let's talk about the Apple Watch batteries that were released. Yes. Yeah. The array of Apple Watches that have come out. The Series 11, the SE3, and the Ultra 3. Pete, where do you want to start?
All of them, except, well, not the Ultra does. The Ultra already does this. Is all day battery. Actually, it's like 48 hours now, I think. But 72 in low power mode is what I recall. But this is, I think, the first real upgrade to the batteries since the original Apple Watch. They all now claim up to 24 hours, which before it was just all day, meaning like 16 to 18 hours is what you were getting out of it.
I want to make sure we're saying that right. Yeah, you've got 24 hours on the Series 11, 42 hours on the Ultra 3. The Series
72 if you put it in low power mode.
Sure. So, the Series 10 had up to 18 hours. So that is, you're right. That's the difference between the 10 and the 11. What I'm curious about is the SE3. The SE3 is still just 18 hours. So I just wanted to make sure.
That's right. Yeah, good point. I missed that. Yep.
Sorry, continue. Yeah, please.
No, and I mean, here's the thing. I'd go for one of those in a heartbeat, except my now, I think, 3-year-old Ultra 1. I still get, 30 hours battery out of this thing. It's an amazing watch. And, I can't justify... No. I can't justify a new Ultra yet. I would only do the Ultra because I'm now so spoiled by having the Ultra that I have that the stuff that's in the Apple Watch Series 11 is amazing, from hypertension monitoring and the battery bump, and it's just amazing. And the price, $399, is, I don't think, bad. And especially if you use your military first responder, educator, whatever other discount, these are really reasonable devices. And what's funny about that is this is a device that I thought I would never want, use, need. Oh, come on. Who's going to check messages on your wristwatch? Who's going to, use it for working out?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. A wearable has become one of the hottest things, right? So...
I am noticed there are a few things I want to make note of. One is that just like with our iPhones, always on for everyone applies to watches too. The SE3 now gets the always on screen. So I love that. Yeah. Another thing where I was misled by the keynote is Sleep Score comes to not just the new crop of watches. Series 10 will get Sleep Score. I'm not seeing, even though I'm running the beta on my Ultra 2, which will also get Sleep Score, I'm not seeing it. But maybe I'm just not looking in the right place. I don't know. I got to look for it.
They haven't rolled it out yet.
Correct. Yeah, maybe. I don't know that we had heard about Sleep Score prior to now. So maybe this is one of those. They're hiding it. Yeah, but I could be wrong.
What about my Series 6, Dave?
What's that? What about your Series 6? I can find out. Okay, the Series 6 gets Sleep Score. Let's go back to the Series 5. Does not get Sleep Score. Okay, so Series 6 and later get sleep score.
Another reason I don't have to upgrade. I don't get the sleep apnea notification. That was never part of mine, I don't think. So.
Right. Yeah. I think you're right. The apnea stuff, and that's not like, that's more. The apnea stuff is it monitored. It started in Series 9. It might have started in the original Ultra. Would you? No, it's Series 9 is when it started. The apnea stuff is more trend based. It's not last night you might have experienced it. It's over the last month you might have. You should talk to a medical professional or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Want to lose your medical? Tell your doc you've got sleep apnea.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. You have to you have to have the CPAP machine with you if you're diagnosed with it in order to keep your medical.
In order to keep your flight medical. That makes sense. I mean, yeah, sure. Okay. So it has to be managed. It's not just
that's correct.
Yeah, okay. Got it. Okay.
But then certain countries wouldn't let you in during COVID.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. The things we learn as Pete sort of debriefs from all of this stuff, it just comes out. It's like, all right. No, it's fascinating.
Yeah. Maybe I missed it. Did we already mention the satellite stuff on?
Oh no, we didn't.
Watch Ultra. Like that's the big thing in the big upgrade, in my opinion, in the Watch Ultra is it'll now do the satellite stuff, so you can do the messages and get emergency help and all that stuff on the watch. Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. They said you get the emergency SOS via satellite, and you can send messages and all of that if you have a cell carrier for your watch. If you don't, then all you get is emergency SOS via satellite, which I found very interesting. Yeah. So.
Still, there's a book out there called Deep Survival, and several of the situations which darn near killed people would have just not been an issue with an Apple Watch Ultra 3 and satellite.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's just quickly acknowledge what they have not yet talked about. No Apple TV. I was kind of expecting that here since they've fallen off the refurb store for months. So no new Apple TV yet, but I mean, we hear that one is coming. So is there an October event coming for that? What else didn't they talk about that we are expecting them to talk about?
Computers?
Yep.
Yeah, they never do at this event though. Like
that's
never
true.
A time where they talk about computers, so that's
that's
to be expected.
Yep. Right. Yeah. The Apple TV I kind of expected for this event, but maybe that's more the fall, truly the fall event as opposed to the September event.
Well, aren't there kind of some rumors that there's always been these rumors that Apple might do more of a home base kind of thing, right? The Apple TV might morph into something more of like a home control center. I think there's some rumors that they might do some sort of slimmed down iPad that's just like a home surface for doing all your Apple HomeKit stuff, right? So just a screen that you can mount on the wall, and it has it just basically has the home app running on it. It's your control center and your that sort of thing. So maybe there's bigger plans for that, like home kind of stuff.
Yep.
Maybe because I mean another device. We talked about wearables. The Apple TV. Remember that first generation was basically a media server, and that was it. It was what they call it, his hobby.
It's changed for sure.
Yeah.
You could do a lot more with the OG Apple TV than you can do with the current one. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, not feature wise, no, but
it'd be really cool for Apple to have a whole separate event just around their home stuff. Because I'm thinking there's a rumor of the new screen thing. There's a rumor of some sort of new control center that could be also an Apple TV plus additional stuff. Yeah. They also didn't talk about HomePods, so they could start to move more into the home automation space with some new products and kind of make that a whole nother part of their business. Fair. I don't know if they're interested in doing it, but there have been these little rumors surrounding different ideas or products I know that are floating around out there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. Okay. Well, it is. Oh, and also Final Cut Camera 2.0 was announced. It supports the ProRes RAW and all of that stuff. So, but that app is out and it's free. So if you were using Final Cut Camera 2.0 is out.
Genlock, that's something I'm assuming is something really important to content creators and pro creators and stuff like that. Some kind of syncing thing. So if you're shooting with multiple cameras, it helps line everything back up automatically or something.
Yeah, Final Cut Camera 2.0 also supports Genlock, allowing creators to precisely sync iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max with other recording devices to the same reference signal, ensuring each frame is perfectly in sync. This technique lets creatives achieve professional frame-accurate edits without hours of manual frame-by-frame alignment. The Genlock API support is available to third parties and is already being used with the new Blackmagic Design Camera Pro dock. So... Wow. That actually, I've always had this thought of, and I know there are apps out there doing it, but this might make it easier if, people use this API. You go to a concert and everybody's filming different, bits and pieces of it. As the band, though, you could film, your 2-camera shot for your entire show and then have your audience members, your fans, upload their little video snippets, right? And if there was this Genlock thing, you could easily, far more easily than you can today, incorporate all of those snippets into your, here we did a video for this one song from our live show. The audio all comes from our soundboard, so it's great. We've got 2 fixed cameras that we did, and now all of y'all that did your little snippets, now we get lots of different points of view that we can mix together. If somebody knows of an app that currently does that well, I would love it. But I feel like this Genlock thing might be more. What do you think, Adam? I saw you waving your arm.
The reason I was saying that is there was another thing that we didn't talk about that was shown off, and that's the new iPhones. And I don't know if this is, again, exclusive to the new iPhones, the ability to record the FaceTime camera and the video camera at the same time.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
So
yes.
Is that, I now wonder if that's exclusive. I didn't do my research. So if anybody knows, feedback at macgeekgab.com.
You heard him. Feedback at macgeekgab.com.
Yeah. I'm wondering, dual capture is what it's called. And on the feature list, I think dual capture is what they're calling it.
Yep.
And on the feature list comparing the 17 Pro Max to the 16 Pro Max and the 16 Pro, it only shows on the 17 Pro Max. So there's the answer to that question. It just happened to be
weird.
On my
it
screen.
Seems weird. Like what would be
I agree.
This technical limitation on a 16 Pro.
This feels intentionally software locked, just like I thought the live translation and sleep score was, but those are not software locked out of this device, out of our old devices. I think this one is. So, because wasn't there a third party app that did this?
Probably there probably is right now. We probably could go on the App Store and find something that does this. But maybe not at the highest
at the
quality,
level.
Like
right.
Apple's pretty picky about. So I think maybe it's something related to the image processor. Or, they now have the new neural engines on a per core basis or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there are some new technologies in the A19 chips that maybe makes it easier to do this at a higher quality.
Every time
want to require.
Every time you say A19, I want to sing Steely Dan, but and hat tip to Mike Rose for putting that idea in my head. All right, it's time. We need to go. But before we go, what are we actually each ordering? We'll go in the same order. Adam?
Not a
still nothing.
No, not. I mean, again, if I walk into the Apple Store in Chicago, who knows? But I don't have money burning a hole in my pocket right now.
Yep. All right, Pete, what are you actually ordering?
Yeah, probably a no on that Air, just for the battery alone.
Yep.
iPhone Air. So that's changed. But yeah, because the iPhone 17 is cheaper with more tech and better cooling. Good point. Yeah. I've got to get. I don't have money burning the hole in my pocket, but the AirPods Pro are calling my name. So
still those. Yep.
Yeah, got to do that.
Yep.
The other thing on the iPhone, just real quick, Pete, you got good color choices too. There's a lot of neat colors.
Fair enough.
That's a really good point.
That's important to my wife.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. I think for the moment anyway, I have joined Team Adam. I don't think I'm ordering anything. I don't think I'm ordering AirPods Pro 3 because my AirPods Pro 2 with the right tips do the thing. Although almost certainly I will order AirPods Pro 3 between sometime before the end of the year. I'll have one of those moments where I'm just like, I got to get them. Or I might order. I think my wife's AirPods Pro 2 are a little bit wonky, so maybe I'll either get the Pro 3 for her, or which has been a pattern. She had the Pro 2 before I did, so that might there will be a set of AirPods Pro 3 ordered, whether they go to me or my wife, but something like that will happen. But I don't think I'm not ordering anything for release day. No.
Yeah. The problem with the AirPods Pro is in Apple economics, they're quote unquote affordable.
Right. Well,
and I caveat that with this is Apple economics, people. They are not cheap. They're not I don't sneeze lightly at what they're $250. Is that right?
They're $250. Yeah.
$250 is not.
It's not
a drop
peanuts.
in the bucket. Yeah.
No, but it is way less expensive than paying for custom fit passive earplugs. Yeah. So, like for the earplugs custom fit alone, you'll probably pay about $200, and then you're going to pay somewhere between 50 and 100 more for the molds. Yeah. And the whole process. And they're not, as someone who has both, the custom fit passive earplugs are not as good as the AirPods Pro 2, in my opinion. So, like when you do, depending on what you're going to use them for, the math can work out well. But I've just said it. I have both. I really don't need the new ones. But I know when I try the new ones, I'll say, oh, this is better. But it's already really good for what I use it for. The noise canceling isn't as important to me as it is for you, Pete. So, like, I get why the Pro 3 makes sense for you.
Can you, I think with AppleCare, you can also get lost pod replacement coverage, right?
Yes. With AppleCare. Yes, that's true.
So.
Yeah.
I've never lost one. Again, knock on wood. But I've
done it now.
What I was saying, Dave, is my way of saying I could be in the same camp as you, like down the road. It's like, I'm just going to bite the bullet, give myself a Christmas present and buy the new ones. But I don't have a burning need for them right now.
All right. So this is going to be an interesting, assuming we all stay true to what we're saying here. And of course, we reserve the right to change our minds. We just did it. Some of us did it over the last hour here. None of the three of us will have any iPhone 17 in our worlds, at least not right out of the gate. And that, that alone might make me decide, okay, I should get one of these things. So I don't know. Well, just to be able to talk about it. I mean, we always joke that all of the things that we buy are business expenses, but in that sense, it's true, right? Like it is important at some level sometimes for us to have practical experience with these things. So that is weighing on me here. So okay. All right.
What they've made now is good quality. It's so, we don't need to upgrade yet.
That's the thing is just like we talked about, so you let us know, what are you getting? Feedback at macgeekgab.com. We definitely want to hear from you. And thanks for listening, folks. Thanks for everything. Thanks to CashFly for providing all the bandwidth that gets the show from us to you. Thanks to Ubiquiti for doing our monthly giveaway with us. They're giving away a Unify Cloud Gateway Fiber and a U7 Pro XG wireless access point, a Wi-Fi 7 access point, I should clarify. So that's pretty good. MacGeekUp.com/giveaway is where you want to go to sign up for all that. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, yeah, our other shows, Adam's Debut Film Podcast, Pete's So There I Was, My Business Brain, and Geek Gab. Fun stuff. New Apple stuff. Exciting. I'm excited about the software, especially like the things that that live translation. I can't wait to be able to try that when it comes out. So
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Oh. Have fun, everybody. Have a good day. And don't get caught, eh?
Made on Mac.
Later.